Ever felt like a question was a loaded gun pointed straight at your chest? Not one hunting for honest answers, but a sly ambush meant to pin you down and leave you squirming. Imagine this: you're in a high-stakes meeting, the room buzzing with tension, and your boss drops the bomb in front of the whole team. Are you absolutely sure this screw-up isn't on you? Your pulse races, your mind scrambles. Admit yes, and you're owning the blame like a scarlet letter. Deny it, and you come off as evasive, maybe even shady. Bam, checkmate. In seconds, you've lost the reins, all from one cunning phrase. What just went down? That wasn't curiosity, it was a calculated snare, engineered to box you in and hijack the narrative. Without the right tools to fight back, you're risking your cool, your confidence, and yeah, even your self-respect. But hold on, there's a powerhouse escape route, forged by legends like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. I call it Stoic defense, your unbreakable shield against mind games. It's not just spotting the traps, it's flipping them with effortless poise and ironclad strength. Stick around till the credits roll, and you'll walk away armed with strategies to fortress your thoughts in any showdown. Hey, I'm Jason, your guide at the Stoic habit. If this sparks that fire in you, smash that subscribe button. We drop mind-fortifying wisdom every week to make you invincible. Now, let's charge into the verbal arena and forge your Stoic defense. Picture the world as a minefield of words, where manipulative questions lurk like invisible assassins. You might think these sneaky tactics are reserved for cutthroat politics or intense courtroom dramas, but nope, they're infiltrating your everyday life like a silent storm. At the office, a co-worker sidles up with a grin and hits you with, "Don't you agree my idea blows yours out of the water?" It seems casual, almost friendly, but the hook is buried deep. Agree, and you've just downgraded your own hard work to second-rate. Disagree, and suddenly you're the ego monster. Online, in the wild west of social media, a stranger fires off, "So, you're totally fine ignoring climate change, huh?" Respond anyway, and poof, you're labeled uncaring or defensive before you can blink. Even in the sanctuary of home, a partner might whisper, "If you truly cared about us, you'd handle this, right?" One velvet-wrapped demand, and your affection is suddenly under the microscope, on trial for all to judge. Spot the sneaky blueprint. These aren't quests for real insight, they're power plays, rigging the game so you dance to their tune. The fallout. It's brutal. You forfeit your serenity, drown in waves of anxiety, and chase regrets like shadows. Worst of all, bonds crack, friends turn foes, loved ones drift, all because you bit on a bogus premise snuck into the query. Seneca nailed it centuries ago, it's not the truth that wounds us, but how others warp it into chains. That ancient red flag waves brighter than ever. Each loaded question probes not your smarts or speed, but your vigilance. Will you clock the ambush before it springs? Pause and ponder, because brushing off these stealth attacks lets them mold your reality. You morph from proactive powerhouse to knee-jerk reactor, from serene to spiky. Every time you cough up your composure, you're handing over your throne. But here's the edge of your seat twist: ignore these at your peril, and soon your trust, your open-hearted faith in people, becomes their ultimate weapon, locking you in invisible cuffs. That's the raw power of Stoic defense. Master it, and no linguistic lasso can ever yank you off course. Now, let's gear up with your Stoic armor, the eagle-eyed skill to unmask the three most lethal snares. Every deceitful query conceals a dagger, and if it stays hidden, victory's already theirs. Dive in with me as we dissect these villains. First up, the loaded question, the one packing an accusation like a ticking bomb. Someone smirks and asks, "When did you finally quit slacking off?" Say yes, and you've confessed to past laziness. Say no, and you're admitting it's ongoing. Boom, you're slapped with a stigma that wasn't yours to wear. This isn't chit-chat, it's a velvet-gloved takedown. Next, the assumption-based question, all innocent facade with venom underneath. What'll you try differently when you flop again? Jump in with a plan, and you've unwittingly signed off on the doom prophecy baked right in. Your voice gets commandeered, twisted before it hits the air. Third, the leading question, herding you like sheep toward their cliff. Nobody thinks this strategy holds water, do they? Nod along, and you're swallowed by the herd mentality. Push back, and you're the lone wolf, isolated and exposed. Either path traps you in a cage of their design. And the chilling reality. These aren't confined to corporate war rooms or fiery debates, they creep into buddy chats, family dinners, even your solo self-talk. Seneca scoffed at word twisters turning life's gravity into parlor tricks, they spin riddles from real struggles, dodging the art of true living. His jab echoes loud today. These queries aren't chasing enlightenment, they're gunning for dominance. The asker craves not understanding, but your submission. Fail to detect the ploy, and you gift trap your authority. But spotting them, that's your dawn of liberation. Yet, vision's just the opener, freedom demands action. So, how do you shatter the snare while keeping your cool, your grace, your core intact? That's where Stoic defense unleashes its full glory. Enter the thrill of the art of the deflect, flipping the script and sending the trap boomeranging back. Knowledge is your spark, but to ignite freedom, you need moves that sidestep without a stumble. This is deflection mastery, pure and potent. Kick off with strategy 1, the Socratic reverse, straight from the playbook of that wise old disruptor, Socrates. He flipped queries like pancakes, countering not with defenses but with sharper probes. Boss grills you, positive this blunder's not yours. Fire back coolly, what specific blunder are we talking about? In a flash, the momentum shifts, you're steering the ship, no longer backed into a wall. Next, strategy 2, the power of silence, Epictetus's secret weapon. He drilled into his followers, not all bait needs biting. Silence isn't defeat, it's dominion. When they try reeling you into their story, your mute stance isn't retreat, it's rebellion. It forces them to face their own echo, and trust me, quiet often slices sharper than any comeback roar. Then, strategy 3, the unaskable, dismantling the foundation outright. Faced with, how'll you bounce back from another failure? Hit him with, I'm not buying into that failure forecast. The illusion crumbles, exposing the puppeteer. Draw from Marcus Aurelius's legend, amid a fiery Senate clash over battlefield losses, he didn't scramble to justify. He declared, my sole focus is self-mastery, and the chaos hushed. True command doesn't beg or explain, it beams unyielding assurance. These aren't gimmicks, they're your Stoic bulwarks, inquiry, hush, outright denial. They echo the truth that real control lies not in others' scripts, but in your veto power over engagement. But lurking deeper is a fiercer foe than any word wizardry, the raging tempest in your own soul. Nail every deflection, but if emotions run wild, you're still wide open. That's why we build the inner fortress, safeguarding your serenity like a vault no storm can crack. You can eagle spot traps and deflect like a pro, but without that core calm, it's all sandcastles. Enter the Stoic ace, negative visualization, pre-gaming the chaos. Whisper to yourself nightly, tomorrow, a slick question might try to rattle me. When it lands, you're not blindsided, you're battle-ready, liberated by foresight. Reality check, you can't muzzle every schemer or veto their volleys. But your reaction, that's your kingdom. No hasty snaps, no fury flares, don't let their jab redefine you. Seneca preached, invincibility means words can't rattle you. They only sting if you supply the sting. Sans your buy-in, they're just fleeting noise. Channel the Roman legionary, pre-dawn, he envisions routes, gashes, even the grave. Why? To neuter fear's grip. Battle erupts, and he's steel-nerved, eyes steady in the frenzy. Mirror that grit, and manipulative barbs lose their bite. No more paralysis or fumbles, you've rehearsed the drama, stripped its hold. This pulse is a Stoic defense's core, your mightiest guard isn't snappy retorts or verbal jujitsu, it's rock-solid emotional grit, that immovable axis. Yet, the real grind. Sustaining that Zen isn't a one-off win, it's a lifestyle lock-in. So, how do you etch this tranquility into your DNA, crafting a psyche so steadfast that no ruse, no riddle, no word whirlwind ever budges it? Forge your deception-proof tomorrow, embedding Stoic defense into daily rituals that outlast the traps. Stoics didn't hoard insights, they lived them, and you're next. Dive into Exercise 1, weekly, jot 3 shady questions that crossed your path, maybe a boss's dig, a troll's taunt, or a pal's prod. Logging hones your radar, turning oversight into superpower. Exercise 2, counter Stoic style. Brew responses that armor your Zen, opt for quiet, probe for clarity, or bulldoze the bugger space. This drills your reflexes, sharpening your edge. Exercise 3, stockpile your arsenal of zingers. Curate go-tos like, care to elaborate? That premise doesn't fly with me, or pure, potent silence. Repetition forges instincts, boosting your discernment and radiating quiet command. Folks will feel the shift, manipulators will balk at your borders, sensing the fortress. The payoff? Beyond witty riposts, it's pure emancipation, a existence unchained from needless proofs, where your tranquility reigns supreme. Seneca envisioned it, life starts bounce off like rain on slate. That's your Stoic defense bounty, every venomous volley, every covert ploy, every dominance bid shatters harmlessly, restoring your essence, crystal clarity, unyielding might, and boundless liberty. If this ignited a spark of insight, pass it on to a friend craving that edge. And if you're geared up to sculpt a mind that's serene, unbreakable, and liberated, lock in with the Stoic Habit subscription. This isn't fleeting fluff, it's your blueprint for enduring toughness, a ritual stacking resilience brick by brick. Each insight propels you toward that impenetrable core no force can pierce. So rally with us, hold your ground, and seize your Stoic defense today.